Hi, everyone, and welcome to JSA TV, where we're covering the latest stories, trends, news, and innovation from leaders across the digital infrastructure industry. We're here today in beautiful Waikiki at PTC 2026, and I have the pleasure of speaking with Dr. Atif Ansar, who's the executive chairman and co founder of Foresight. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Bob, for having me again. Aloha, everyone from
Hello.
Hawaii.
Indeed, yes. And we've had a chance to talk to you a few times over the last year or so, and interested to hear some of the newer developments and insights that you may be able to bring to us from Foresight. Uh,
Sure.
so we'll jump right in. I know that 2026 is a year that many people are worried about things such as delays to major projects that are underway. And can you talk about why this is such a challenge for people? Everyone just has timelines they need to hit. Why is this hard?
So, look, data center construction is undergoing a massive boom, but the scaling factor is completely mind boggling. So, if you think about it, 5 years ago when we sat here, the total construction volume for data centers around the US was 500 megawatts. Now, one company alone is building 500 megawatts on an annual basis. So, the overall volume is 10, 20x what people were trying to do. In the meantime, the labor force hasn't increased 20x. So the scaling challenge is just simply staggering. And another problem in that is that if you think of the iron triangle of project management, a physical scope of a data center you're trying to build, like say a 100 megawatt hyperscale data center, a timeline that you have that you might announce, say, 12 months, but more likely 18 months or even 24 months once you account for delays, and a budget that you're trying to meet. Each of those elements are managed by different teams and they don't necessarily cohere together. So as you scale your design, you don't necessarily know how that's impacting the timeline, or as you switch from air cool to liquid cool, you don't necessarily know what that's doing to your schedule, and you don't necessarily know if the schedule is moving, what's that doing to your cost base. So I think a lot of the systems haven't existed in the past until Foresight's come on the scene to be able to try and make those trade-offs very intelligently and then generate the executive reporting and visibility to be able to execute on that very rapidly and coordinating all the parties involved.
So let's just imagine for a second that I have a major project that I
Mhm.
want to deploy. Maybe it's a hyperscale lease multi-year project. I have 18 months to complete this. What are the dangers, the obstacles I should be thinking of that maybe I don't even know about yet?
Absolutely. So to your point about Bob that you don't even know about yet, first of all, marshal your data. So often executives are very busy. They're talking to customers, they're talking to investors. So they might delegate the construction function and sort of forget about it, although execution is the single biggest risk that they face right now. One of the key things we're hearing in the panels again and again is neither demand nor capital is the primary constraint, but execution is. So, first of all, as a C level executive, get involved in your construction, ask intelligent questions, and figure out where your data is, get that visibility. Reporting right now is backwards. It's all very sort of lagging indicator oriented. So you hear 3 month old news or 2 month old news about how a missed design or missed permit is delaying your project. But these were things you could have acted upon as a team if you could get that visibility much earlier on. From that perspective, there's a very nice model of governance that we propose called the three lines of defense. And the basic idea is it takes the top line, the C level people, to be involved. Also, your contractors and the front line. So you need three levels to be involved in this. And the basic idea comes from defense in depth. So even in immunology, our skin is a barrier against pathogens. But so there's multiple systems in our body, or in our political system, we have checks and balances. So similarly, create those checks and balances in your team in which you can look at your schedule information, use an AI technology like Foresight that provides you the historical comparisons with our data set to see how you're benchmarking against the best in class in the industry, get that visibility, and then generate actions and interventions far faster to keep your project on time.
So, very good points that you're making, especially about instead of looking behind and thinking what you could do different or thinking very far into the future about what could be coming, thinking about what immediately could we do? What could we do, say Monday morning or, next Monday, once everyone's gotten a little bit of sleep and the jet lag's, shaken off? What would you recommend someone think about immediately?
Absolutely. So, look, the minute you get back from Hawaii and you're back at your desk, you're managing your massive portfolio of projects, the first thing you could do Monday morning is a mindset shift, which is to start thinking about time, not as an operational detail, but your core asset. It's the foundation on which your business is built. It's what governs your valuation, your revenue, how the lenders are going to perceive you, your reputation with your customers. Everything's linked to that time. So first of all, enact that mindset shift, that in that iron triangle of physical scope, cost, and time, we're perhaps over obsessed with cost and perhaps not focus on time enough. But time is that key. And a second thing to do is to figure out who in your company is the chief time officer.
That's a new role for someone. Chief time
Absolutely.
officers, I like that.
And do they have the? And it could be you, as you might be the COO, or you maybe the project director or the head of construction. Maybe that's your role. To be the chief time officer across your portfolio of construction projects, and then ask the question: do you have the data and the tools available to be able to execute your job just as well as your chief finance officer is executing theirs?
Yeah. Brilliant. Dr. Ansar, it's always such a pleasure to
Thank
speak
you.
with you. Everything, you have very succinct yet powerful
I
words of
appreciate that.
wisdom. And, thank you so much. Thanks for sharing that with our viewers
Thank
today.
you. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah. And thanks for your time. I know you'll have a busy week the rest of the week here, but we look forward to the next time.
Thank you.
And thank you to our viewers for tuning in today to JSA TV, where we continue to come to you live from the floor of PTC 2026. Until next time.